Hi, this is a video I've been meaning to do for a while now. I've kind of gotten sidetracked and haven't done one for probably close to a month now. This one in particular is about how to know what chords go together in a chord progression. Basically, what this is useful for is if you're trying to figure out a song, if you know what chords go in a particular key, it makes it far easier to figure out. It's also very useful if you're trying to write a song. It gives you some different options and some different ideas of what chords you can use other than, the basic three that usually go together. This will even tell you why the three chords that typically go together go together. Really, what it has to do with is the major scale, right? So I'm doing this video with the assumption that you already know how to play a major scale, right? There are 8 notes, well, 7 really, 8 if you include the octave, the first note over again, and it's got that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do sound to it that most of us are very familiar with. So I'm going to use the key of G as an example for this video. So here is like a G major scale, right? So the notes in that, not that they really matter for figuring out the chords. Well, they kind of do, but you'll see what I mean in a second. You've got G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and back to G. So those are the notes that are in a G scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, and F sharp. So the thing with the chords that go in a chord progression, so we're talking about the key of G, is that there is a chord for each note in the scale. So basically 1, 4, and 5 are major, and 2, 3, and 6 are minor, and the 7th is diminished. We're going to throw that 7th chord away altogether for now. For the purposes of this video, for 99.9% of songs you're going to play, you will never have to worry about diminished chords unless you start getting into some weird advanced jazz stuff. So we're just going to worry about 1 to 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something that really helps for figuring this out, because it goes really well with bar chords. If you've seen the lesson I did on bar chords, it's very helpful in figuring these chords out. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that major scale that I'm basically playing in the first position, and I'm going to move it to a 3-note per string pattern. So what that means is instead of going, I'm going to go. So that's the 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, and go down a string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 4th fret down a string, 5th fret. Right, so it's the same notes as we did before: G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. So really, when we're figuring out these chords and we're using the scale for figuring out these chords, we can forget about the 2 notes that are on the D string, right? Because that's your 7th, which is associated with the diminished chord we talked about, and the last one is the G, which is the octave of up here, so we've already got it covered. So basically what we've got now is a chord for each of those 6 notes. And as I mentioned, 1, 4, and 5 are major, 2, 3, and 6 are minor. Right? So we know major and minor bar chord shapes that I showed in another lesson. If we apply those here, you'll see 1 is major, G major, 2 being the A note, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor. And then it would be F sharp diminished, which we're not going to do, and then G. Right? So although we're looking at this using bar chords, once you figure out what chords work together, you can do them in the open position. So G G, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and those are the chords that are in there. And you'll see that those will all fit together. You can put those together in any sequence you want and they'll sound good. So you're playing G, go to E minor, go to A minor, B minor, D. You can put them together in any sequence you like. This will work in any key. So we did that in G. The same thing will hold true if we do it in, say, A. A, we're just basically moving up 2 frets from where we were. We apply the same thing with the major scale. The 3-note per string pattern there. And what we have here is now you have an A major, you have a B minor, you have a C sharp minor, D major, E major, and a, what is that? That's F sharp minor. But yeah, it's the same pattern. And that's basically it. If people say they're playing in the key of A minor, for example, there is no kind of actual key of A minor. I mean, there is and there isn't. Really, it's just a mode of another scale. So if you're trying to figure out, oh, this song is in A minor, what chords go with it? You apply the same thing, except instead of the A in that case being your 1 chord, it's the 6th chord. It's the relative minor. So you'd have to figure out, if I'm playing A minor, where would A be the 6th note? Would be, there's an A note, would be playing in C. It would be the key of C. A minor is the 6th mode of the C major chord progression. So if you're playing an A minor, all the chords that would work in C, right, will work. That's pretty much it. I hope I was clear with that. If not, leave me some questions and I'll try and clarify. Thanks for watching.